Hey everyone, I just drove down a 10-mile logging road. Look at that big moose right there. That is what we came to see. It's running away. That moose doesn't look too good. It looks really skinny. Anyways, I came down here. I'm gonna put some trail cameras up in this swamp. This is in northern Maine. The moose ran away. That looked like an older one. I don't see any babies. If it had babies, it probably wouldn't have ran away. It probably would have gone into a defensive pose, and that is when you back off. You see this trail here? And behind me, the moose cross here every night. Dozens of times. They are always here. Not too common to see them here in the day, but that moose ran off. The moose are constantly here in the swamp. Oh, there it is. Look at it. Look, there it goes. See it way down there? Staring at me. Okay. As soon as I leave, that moose will probably come back. There's absolutely no traffic on this road. There used to be a lot of it when they were constantly logging it, but they have recently just shut a gate that's about 3,000 feet down the road. So, unless somebody who actually lives down here comes by, which may be once or twice a day, there's nothing to scare away the moose. When they heavily log this, you won't see many. Are there any leeches in these pools? See a bunch of tadpoles. Water looks pretty mucky. Let's look for some places to put up trail cameras. I want to get one down here. I don't want them near the road. I don't want them to be stolen. As you can see, there's a bunch of moose tracks here. I'm looking for a really dense area of tracks. Okay, we might put one out here. I want to leave the cameras out here for a couple days. If we do good, I'll leave them out here for a few months. This is not for hunting, this is just for filming purposes. On this side of the road, yeah, now this is where they hang out. We gotta maybe put them all over here. I'll put one aiming across the street. Yeah, see the fresh mud on the road. And there's even more mud up there, but it's not really where they hang out. Looks like they did some trimming or mowing in here. This used to be kind of overgrown. Or maybe it's just a moose eating everything. Let's take a look at how big these tracks are. And one we just saw in here was a really good size one. I put these things up with zip ties, and then I come back out with a knife and cut them off. Right through these woods, maybe half mile at the most, is Moosehead Lake. So just take a look at this. This is a heavily traveled moose trail deep into the woods. And over here, we have another heavily traveled moose trail. Two of my cameras use infrared. One of them uses black flash. Black flash is supposed to not scare deer, because sometimes they're scared of it. I've never seen one run away. Sometimes a moose will stop and stare at it. That's about it. I'm trying to walk on top of the grass and not in the mud. I don't want to leave any footprints that might give away the location of the camera if nobody already sees it. Okay, we're gonna put one right there, looking this way at everything. Here's another moose trail. I want to get one maybe right on a trail somewhere, if that's possible. Look at this, there's so many moose tracks out here. If you see a moose, you just gotta slowly back away, because if they have babies, they have been known to stomp people and even charge at cars. All right, camera number 1 is here. I guess I'll have a few videos of myself walking out of here, because I'll probably trip it a few times. Okay, go in there. Make sure everything's right. It's 12:05. It's set on video. And that's all I gotta do. Snap it shut, closed, and it'll start making videos 15 seconds long in about 30 seconds. Okay, it's booting up. All right. Counting down. This is the one with the black flash. That's why it looks like that. It's still infrared. It just doesn't glow red. Okay, so that one has a good view of out there. And this one, unlike the other two, actually records sound. So we might be able to hear some of them grunting or whatever walking by on these 2 trails right next to it. And my next trail camera is pretty cheap. It's just the Tasco trail camera. Like this one there is worth like $180. The first one down there was worth like $50. I'll put the cheap one maybe over here somewhere. I don't want to make it super obvious. Yeah, you can see a box down there. Hopefully no one sees it. The first one I put up is like completely camouflaged. Why not? Put the other one across the street. Come on. I don't want it taking pictures. I want it making videos. Okay. This is camera 6 because I have others. I want to format the card, make sure it's clean. And on. Got 10 seconds to get away from it. This is what this one's gonna say here. It's not looking at the road. All right, let's get out of here. And on my way in here, I realized there's moose trail here. So this is like a massive moose intersection, actually. They all intersect here. Around here, there's a lot of issues with them going on the main roads and getting hit by cars. So if there's a pool of mud like this that's actually on a main road, they will put these big blue tarps over it to keep the moose out. Like if this was a busy road, they don't want the moose hanging out there. That is a massive trail right here I want to show you. Doesn't look like they've used it in a little while, but you can tell it's heavily trampled. Okay, now there's absolutely no footprints in here, and it hasn't rained in a while. So that means people don't actually walk out here. What is that? Is that a water snake? I think it is. Got a water snake there. The leaves aren't even out on the trees. It's like May 24th or 25th. I've been out here a few days. I'm not really keeping track. Okay, from the road. Great. Can't even see that one. I can't see it. My first one completely blends in. I can only see it because I know where it is. That one I could see a little black box out there, if you can see that. But that could just as easily be a piece of bark. If I walk by here, I wouldn't know that was a camera. All right, that moose will be coming back soon. No loggers out today because it's Memorial Day weekend. Or we might see some log trucks, but they're definitely not as active as they usually are. I was able to ride on a 10-mile stretch and not see any of them. Look what they fill potholes with, these giant rocks. You gotta watch out, slow way down if you see sometimes they fill the potholes with shale rock, which is really sharp and it'll pop your tires. So I bring a full-size spare, and I have a donut, and I have a bunch of plug kits, which I'll try using afterwards. And if you get like a slash that's like 2 or 3 inches, you can actually temporarily seal that with duct tape and epoxy. I've done it, it's possible. You see, that's the gate I'm telling you about. No one's gonna come down here except one house of people that lives on this end of the logging road. I also have a bunch of gas with me so I can stay off-road for a few days at a time. Combined with this and what's in my tank, I can go about 600 miles on these back roads traveling at 30 miles an hour. There's also some clogged culverts on these roads. The loggers usually keep them clear, but on their abandoned roads you can find it. This is a working forest. They log every 40 years and they plant new trees. The roads that they're not logging on, they don't take care of. But the reason they stay open is because hunters and stuff use them. And the loggers are okay with that because it's keeping their roads open. Look at all this junk all over the road. They must have just cleared that. The mess is still here. Anyways, on these main roads, if one of their culverts collapses, they don't care. There's a big bump you gotta go over. They only replace it if it starts making a flood and washing out. Exactly what I was talking about. They often don't put the culverts in deep enough, and their super heavy log trucks just crush them. Oh, look at that. A moose. Driving around at 2 a.m. on some overgrown logging roads, trying to spot some moose. Do you see that? A big moose. 2 of them just crossed the street. Oh, look at that. Another moose. See that? Wow. Look at that. It is now 4:30 a.m. and we have spotted another moose. Look at that guy. Look at these, how fresh that is. It's still wet. They probably heard me coming and just ran. A bunch of moose. How fresh that is. Okay, let's get these trail cameras out of here.